hearing for our budget, of course, and here's the deal. I've got names here that have sent to me. I'm going to call you up about, and I'll just start from the top. There's no specific order. So I'll start it, and I'll try to limit your talk if you can to 3 to 4 minutes, if you don't mind, okay? At 5:50, I'm going to adjourn this public hearing, and to get ready, everybody take about a 10-minute break so we get ready for our council meeting, okay? So just kind of giving you the parameters right now. And with that, I think it is 5 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and call Will and Allison, I guess, from Will Hogg. So y'all come on up, please, if you don't mind, and we're here to listen, okay? Thank you very much. And when you get there, please identify yourself, who you're with, and what you're kind of talking about, if you don't mind, so we'll have it for record, okay? Right. You're on, Will.
All right, I'm Will Hogg. I'm with Seis Puentes.
Raise the mic up. Thank you. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, Will Hogg with Seis Puentes, or Six Bridges. It may be on the budget. I am the treasurer and vice chair. I'm joined with Allison Allred, board member, and Raul Fernandez, executive director.
Boss, right there. You have Raul here. You might as well sit down.
Just as a reminder, what Seis Puentes, what we do here in the city for over 20 years with the city's help, we provide resources to the Hispanic and Latino community. Some of those resources include 500 backpacks annually to school children in need, thousands of meals to those in need, ESL classes on a weekly basis, finance classes. We also work with the city with a city ID program. We've issued over 700 IDs in the past year and a half with that program. We work with non-English speaking parents to get their children registered here at North Little Rock School District. We've even helped small business owners get their businesses registered here in the city. So working a lot with that population that, according to the most recent census, is a growing population here in North Little Rock, estimated to be about 10% of the population as we speak. 2024 will be a pivotal year for Seis Puentes. After 20 plus years of paying rent, we have purchased a location here in the city limits, North Little Rock. We've called Levy our home for the past 20 years, and we're going to continue that. We closed on a building about a week and a half ago over on MacArthur. And while owning our own building is going to create a pathway for us being self-sufficient, there's some pretty extensive work that needs to go into that building. It's been abandoned for some time now, so we've got some renovation projects that we're going to take on over the next 12 to 18 months before we can get in and expand our current set of programs and operations. We have an annual operating budget of about $150,000. This project is going to be about $300,000. We submitted a funding proposal back in September. For any of you who have not seen that, I have copies of that, of $150,000. So again, we're excited for the future, and would ask humbly that the city consider to continue to support us in this upcoming year. I think Allison has a couple of words for you real quick.
Allison,
Terry,
please.
Yes,
I'll come back to questions in a second. Allison, go ahead if you don't mind, please.
Good evening. I'm Allison Allred. I'm a lawyer here in North Little Rock. I established my law firm here back in 1997, and I've never strayed farther than about 2 blocks from City Hall. So it's been a pleasure to build my business here and become a member of the community. I've lived here for over 25 years as well. I'm proud to serve on the board of Seis Puentes. My colleague Will recognized our executive director. We do have several of our board members present. I'll just ask our board members to stand.
Please. Okay, got you. Thank you all.
Our board is here in full support of this request, and only a couple of us are going to speak, but we all share the same passion. As Will mentioned, Seis Puentes is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We're here to empower the Hispanic and Latin community. We do that in a lot of ways. Will covered some of the highlights. Obviously, we're short on time, so I'm not going to go over all the things that he said again, but to point out a couple of, or give you a few more details and context to what we do. We gave out over 600 backpacks in August. We did that at the Ridge Road Elementary School. We offered free haircuts. The young people had a great time. We gave out every backpack by, I think, 10:30 in the morning. They're gone. So, and I also want to point out to you that 10% of the North Little Rock population is Hispanic. So according to the 2020 census, We have about 65,000 people in North Little Rock. 4,600 people are Hispanic. Consider the economic impact that these people bring to our community, not just Ward 3, where Seis Puentes is, but throughout the community. You look around at the economic impact after the tornado. After the tornado, the workforce replacing our roofs, rebuilding our homes. Sorry, I've been sick the
I
last couple of days.
understand, I do understand.
Rebuilding our homes. That's largely Hispanic people that are part of that process. And we did it quickly, and we served our residents with the help and the passion of the people that Seis Puentes is helping every day. We'll mention the City ID program. We've given out 750 City IDs. Seis Puentes moved to our current location in Levy about 18 years ago. That was at the urging of then Mayor Patrick Hayes. We've relocated, as Will told you. We've got our building in Ward 3. It's on MacArthur. If you have a chance, drive by and look at it. We're very excited. We closed on that about a week ago. That's right. Thank you for reminding me of that. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., isn't it 2 p.m., Ron? We have the groundbreaking ceremony, and I welcome all of you to be a part of that as well. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to the continued partnership with the City of North Little Rock.
Bro, if you got anything to add to that, please, sir. If not, I'm going to open it up for questions for anybody. Ms. Ross, I think you said you'd like to ask something.
No, I was just saying we need to remember to limit these to 3 minutes because
I
we've
know,
got a
I'm
whole
gonna
lot
watch
of
it.
people
I'm
to get
watching
in
it.
55 minutes.
Thank you.
so,
I'm going to
yeah.
pass these down. This is something, so. Anything else from anybody? Thank you very much. I do appreciate it, okay?
Thank you.
Sarah, are you here, Sarah? Come on up. I got you next, okay? Yes, ma'am. And do try to, I know I let it ride a little bit, but.
I got you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Riffle. I'm the Chief Development Officer at the Arkansas Food Bank. We are the largest hunger relief organization in the state of Arkansas, serving 33 counties and 280,000 Arkansans each year. We, of course, want to be able to just come this evening and tell you all how much we appreciate the consistent and reliable support that we've received for many years from the City of North Little Rock. We recently received the findings from the 2022 USDA rankings, which unfortunately places Arkansas with a food insecurity rate of 16.6% of all of our statewide residents, which unfortunately puts us as #1 in the country for food insecurity. So the funding that we receive from the City of North Little Rock is integral in the services that we provide. It actually supports 17 pantries here in North Little Rock, and that funding specifically ensures that they are able to acquire more food. Each of them is a 501c3 themselves and works on a asset and income restrained budget. And so the funding that you all provide allows them to acquire and distribute more food, but also to build the capacity of their pantries. So if they need a refrigerator or if they need to go towards the purchase of a new van so that they can distribute food out into the community, that is essentially what your funding is enabling our pantries to do and to serve so many residents that unfortunately are facing such a devastating issue, not just here in Arkansas, but nationwide. So we just want to say thank you so much for the consistent support that we receive from the city. You all are an incredible partner in the fight against hunger, and we look forward to another great partnership with you.
Yes,
next
ma'am,
year.
Ms. Ross.
How many pantries do we currently have that?
17 or
17.
yes, this for the 2023.
Anybody else? Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it
Thank
very
you.
much. Liza?
Hello, I'm Bailey Faulkner, and I'm the Executive Director of Ozark Mission Project. And I'm here with Margie and Grace and Liza. And we thank you so much for your time and to be able to speak on behalf of Ozark Mission Project. I wanted to have you firsthand hear from one of our neighbors that because of your funding was able to get a roof. And the request that we put in for $115,000 is not only able to help provide wheelchair ramps and steps and porches to make homes more accessible, but it's also been able to provide roofs for families right here in North Little Rock that need them the most. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Margie.
My name is Margie Evans.
Margie, pull that down just a little bit. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
My name is Margie Evans. I live in Dixie Addiction. And we appreciate everything that you all have been doing for us and helping. I'm one of the ones that they put a roof on my house. And I needed that real bad. I have to tell the truth. But they have been doing good works in our neighborhood. They put me around on my porch and everything. They've been very nice. They've been doing some good work in our neighborhood. And we appreciate everything that y'all reach out and help them to help our neighborhood. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Margie.
Hello, my name is Grace Mayweathers. I am one of those that need a roof on my house. I miss out each time that, you know, the program come in my community and do work and stuff. And I have been trying with my insurance, referred me to different organizations, and each time that I would try to put my application in, they either is in the Pine Bluff area where they don't do North Little Rock. I do Little Rock. They only do Little Rock. So I was here to try to get a roof put on in this organization. And I hope, like Miss Margie said, they do good work. And I've been in my house, I had it built about 37 years ago. And it kind of needs some work done on it. So I thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Grace.
I want you to see, Mayor and Ms. Ross, I've scratched out several comments that I was going to make. But I do have a couple of things I would like to say. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Liza Godwin, and I'm also from Ozark Mission Project. It has been my pleasure, along with my husband Hanks, to have managed what turned out to be our roof replacement program here in North Little Rock. And thank you, City Council, for this opportunity. The 3 installments of $100,000 have each allowed us to provide a service by which residents can now not only stay in their homes, but they've been able to obtain or retain their homeowners insurance policies, thus allowing them to keep their homes in their families. I hope the remarks you just heard from Ms. Margie and Ms. Grace give you a better understanding of the impact that your generosity has had. We understand that this appropriation was made possible by the CARES Act of 2021. We're hopeful that this appropriation will continue for 2024, thus allowing us to continue to replace roofs and improve the lives of even more North Little Rock residents. However, we know that this level of giving may not be sustainable, so we humbly ask you that you award us at least one more round of $100,000 to use in 2024. Then we could provide roofs for the last of our 6 residents who have been waiting patiently, some since 2021. Of course, we are always willing to manage this project indefinitely if you so choose. The remaining $15,000 of our appropriation, which has been approved for 2024, is to be spent on our Summer Mission Week, when students and adults from Arkansas and surrounding states spend a week here in June performing tasks ranging from yard work, power washing, and house painting to larger scale tasks such as construction of porches and wheelchair ramps. It's a wonderful thing when a neighbor receives a ramp and their family no longer has to call the fire department to come and lift them and their wheelchair or bed and carry them out of their house, down their steps, and into their cars just to go to the doctor. The process is repeated in reverse upon return. If there is money left over after the Mission Week, we are able to provide emergency services in our off-season. These are usually for stroke patients, new amputees, or patients with advancing symptoms of Parkinson's and other debilitating diseases that cannot wait until the next Summer Mission Week. Just in the past couple of months, we have built 4 wheelchair ramps and have provided 1 set of safe steps with handrails in Levy, Rose City, and Bering Cross. Our 2023 appropriation has now been spent, But for many years, you have provided these necessary funds, and for that, we are eternally grateful. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak before your group. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Liza. Any questions for Ms.? If not, I have Michael. Michael, you're next, please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and the council. I'm Michael Mary, and I'm the general manager of the Simmons Bank Arena. My side gig is I am the chair of the Argenta Community Theater Board, and I want to thank y'all for the money and the help that y'all have given us in the past at the Argenta Community Theater. You know, I manage a 18,000-seat arena, and I work with a 200-seat theater. It's quite an extreme, but both of them are really important to this community. And I want to make sure that y'all understand that you know, how important it is. You know, we have over 25,000 people come through that little theater every year with our various events, not just ticketed events, but educational events, which Allison will tell you about. But I want to remind you that there's a solid economic impact to this area by the Argenta Community Theater. I like to think you're getting a return on your investment when you provide us with some funds to use for our venue. Over the year, you know, we have lots of shows, lots of events. There's all kind of maintenance things that have to be done to a building like that, as you can imagine. But it's really been a great addition to downtown Argenta. I know that if you've been there, most of you have, and when you leave the place, there's people out on the streets, there's things going on. We're providing, you know, again, a solid return on investment. And I want to thank you again for the resources that you provided us, and look forward to having them again next year. I'm going to let Allison talk now.
Hello, I'm Allison Courtney. I'm the Director of Development at Argenta Community Theater. Thank you all so much for your support of the theater. I've seen a lot of you inside the theater and some of you on a regular basis, so thank you for supporting that and supporting us as part of the budget. What Michael was talking a little bit about in terms of our education growth, some of that, by the way, our education director wanted to be here tonight, but she's over at the theater because we have parents and students there right now with showcases. A lot of those parents and students are coming down. They will stay down here tonight, and they will eat at the restaurants, and they will frequent the stores and other businesses in this area. But we started our program in 2012 with 50 students. We now serve 2,349 students. So that's huge growth, and a lot of it's happened in the last year. We added Act 2, our education facility, and we're even exploring the option of another facility because we have grown so much. There is a drastic need. Some of that growth was planned, some of it was unplanned. We had planned to open the education center. What was not planned was how fast it would grow. And some of that fell in our laps because of other programs across Central Arkansas shutting down during the pandemic and then not coming back. Some of those are reaching out to us now and saying, how can we do what you guys are doing? How can we partner with you? 3 of the largest, what I would consider some of the largest arts organizations have reached out to us in the last 6 to 12 months. Ballet Arkansas, the Rep, and the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts most recently called us and said, hey, we want to partner with you guys. We want to do what you're doing. So we're having a huge impact. It's being noticed, and we hope that you will continue to support our efforts to continue to grow the arts. You know, kids have lots of places to play soccer and to play football and basketball and pickleball, right, Mayor? But we don't have a ton of places for our students to enjoy the arts and learn and perform and have a stage. They deserve a stage as much as those kids that love basketball deserve a basketball court. So we hope, again, that you will continue to invest in that. I've got some numbers if you'd like to take a look. I can answer any questions about numbers in terms of our growth and where those kids are coming from. But 60 schools, by the way, in Little Rock, North Little Rock, and Pulaski County have no performing arts programs at all. So oftentimes we're their only access to the arts. So we want to continue doing that. We want to grow that. We want to get the attention like Northwest Arkansas has because of their arts. Pouring into the arts means economic development, and our students need you. But I say, you don't have to care about live theater, and some people don't. Some people don't like to go watch a show. That's okay. What we want you to do is to care about the kids who love it, the kids who are impacted. So thank you so much for your time, and we hope to continue that partnership in the future.
Thank you very much. Anybody, any questions? If not, thank y'all. Yes, sir. You're with them, I guess, sir?
Yes, sir.
You want to identify yourself? You're fine.
Happy Gal's
All right, she did good. I wouldn't want to follow her either, be truthful with you. Lane? Lane Harbor? There you go, Lane.
Was that Jeremy or Jason? Thank
That's
you.
Jerry over there.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Lane Harbor. I'm the Deputy Director and Chief Financial Officer for the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts. I believe you all have supported us for at least 21 years, and we're so grateful for that. I come to you tonight just to, as CFO, I'm a data person, but I want to share just a couple of things that your support helps us accomplish. And number one, our name is very intentional. We may be located across the river in Little Rock, but we are the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts, and we serve the whole state. And of course, Central Arkansas is the bulk of the visitors we have. We have had, at the time of our application, we'd had 70,000 visitors to the new museum, which opened in April. That number is now north of 90, and 15.2% of our visitors have been from North Little Rock. We have a board of directors for the museum, which 16% of those board members are citizens of North Little Rock. The mayor serves as an ex officio. Margaret Powell doesn't ever miss a meeting, and we're so grateful to have her in that setting. One of the biggest things that we've realized is a secret, I think, is that we are free to the public. Every day you can come to the museum for free and see the museum galleries. While we do have some services, such as our theater and art school classes that require fees, we offer a whole lot of other free programming for toddlers up to adults. One of those is Creative Saturdays. Every single Saturday, there are activities at 10 in the morning for people, children and adults, to do art-making activities and have a takeaway. Once a week, we have a program called Art Start, which bridges reading. Students are read a book, and then they have an art activity to follow that. We have Art Together, which is a program that started out as a free program for people on the dementia spectrum. We've now expanded that to other forms of abilities, including visual impairments. Neurodiversity is one of the new ones, so people can have tactile experiences with the art. And we will continue to do our Young Arkansas Artist exhibition that we've done for 63 years, and we always have great participation. Last year, it was about 20% of North Little Rock students who made it into that show, one of our favorites. The last thing I wanted to say is we've really grown our employee base over the last year. Opening in April, we went from 63 to 196 employees. 16% of our employees reside in North Little Rock. We have an education advisory board that's composed of teachers from across the state. 20% of that advisory board is from North Little Rock. And we have a teen advisory board as well, and the makeup of that is 22% from North Little Rock. So we are trying to be an active partner with the city. We feel like everything we do is an educational experience, and the arts truly are proven to improve the aptitude, and students typically do better when they've had exposure to arts, and we want to continue that, and we thank you so much for your support.
Thank you. Anybody? Questions? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. With that, I see people who didn't sign up, so I'm going to go ahead and come get there. Let me go down the list here really fast. Cindy, you here, Boys and Girls Club? Cindy Ramus, did I see somebody from the Boys? I thought I saw you, Cindy, please. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Huh? Oh, yeah, I thought y'all had on. I apologize. You're passing. I got one going all the way back. Sorry. Cindy, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead. Your name, address, whatever, who you with. And I already know, but go ahead and do it again for the record.
Hi, I'm Cindy DeRamus, and I have the privilege and honor of being the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Arkansas.
I'm sorry.
Part of that is the Weatherington Boys and Girls Club, which I know that in the North Little Rock Boys and Girls Club, which I know many of you all have been members of and grew up in the club. So we thank you so much for your support for all of these years and for the difference that you're making in the lives of the young people in North Little Rock. We are embarking on some upgrades and refurbishing at the Weatherington Club. So we're looking forward to moving forward with that. The kids are there every day when our focuses are on academics, healthy lifestyles, leadership skills, and we work with the teens on job skills and job readiness. So we're more than just a place to play basketball and sports, although we do have those programs, but we do really focus on the young person. We have them from the 6 to 18, and we want to make sure that they're graduating on time, and not only graduating on time, but they're ready with a plan that they have prepared for when they turn 18, whether it's job skills or ready for secondary education. One of the really cool things that we've been able to add, we have a job readiness program where they use virtual goggles. It's not for games, but it's for actual learning skills. It has everything from nursing to hospitality to HVAC to welding to there's like 100 different skills that they can learn, almost to the point of certification. So we're really excited about being able to add that just in the past year.
Anything else, anybody? Thanks, Cindy, appreciate it
Thank
very,
you.
very much. I saw Ember somewhere. There, Ember, not Ember, Aaron, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Ember, I'm seeing you, Aaron, my apology. What do you mean? Look at it. It shows what they're asking for. It goes back to 19, and it tells them what through.
Good evening, everyone. It's Erin Stenger, Director of the Arkansas Regional Innovation Hub. Did you call me Ember? Was that what
I did. I'm looking
That's
at
all
Ember,
right.
and I saw Aaron.
That's happened at staff meeting a couple times.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Honored to be in the same category. So I've had the honor of serving at the Innovation Hub for all 9 years that we've been open. And I have a pretty good feeling that you know the work that we do because you've been to the Innovation Hub, you've seen our impact. But for those of you that might be new in the audience, we are Arkansas's first and largest makerspace. Of course, we're located right across the street. And we focus on STEAM education for youth and adults. And we're on track to serve 10,000 children this year. This will be our largest year. The funding that you have provided every single year has been absolutely amazing. It's one of the most proud things that I can say when I talk to others that come to the Innovation Hub to ask me, how do you do what you do? How do you create this impact here in your community? And I can happily say that the city has supported us from day one, so I want to say thank you for that. Your funding has also allowed us to offer over 400 scholarships this year to North Little Rock students, which has been incredible in elementary, middle, and high school. We also have memberships at the Innovation Hub, and 37% of our members live in North Little Rock. Your funding also allows scholarships for several of our members that are not able to afford anything extra in their budget, so thank you for that. One thing that really stands out to me about this year is when the tornado hit, we closed down our building and we made the North Little Rock Strong logo. And we brought t-shirts to every single staff member of the city. We also brought lunch in your operations center. And as we shut down, we also went into the neighborhoods and provided food and activities for youth. We had children come in from North Little Rock elementary schools that were affected by the tornado and offered free services and fun activities and food and t-shirts for them to come in and experience the Innovation Hub at no cost, thanks to your funding. You also have enabled us to leverage the funding that you provide for me to attract national attention to the Innovation Hub. So just last week, in the last 7 days, we have had the Microsoft CEO of TechSpark land at the Innovation Hub. We are the Microsoft TechSpark recipient for funding of this year, thanks to you, because I can proudly say that you support us. We also just hosted a national competition, Make 48, and that is going to turn into 4 episodes that are going to be on TV on This Old House Makers channel on Roku, and they took pictures and film with 10 different crew members all around North Little Rock because they're so proud of what we have to offer here. They could have chosen any city to have their national competition, but they chose us. But also on a different note, I want to speak for every single nonprofit in this room. We have partnered, as I look across here, if I have partnered with you, the Innovation Hub, will you stand if I have supported your efforts? All right, this is what community looks like. This is the collaborative effort of what we all do together. So I want to say that all of us, I want us to raise up together. So I don't want any of us to have our funding cut. I want to stand for all of us and say, we need all of the support that you have given us every single year. So I would ask that you raise all of the numbers back to where we were in the past so that we can do the good work together and make the impact that we're having. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Any questions? Ms. Robinson?
How many scholarships?
Aaron?
You mentioned scholarships.
Yes, ma'am.
How many scholarships you provide, and are the scholarships 100% free?
They are 100% free, so 371 to students in your elementary, middle, and high school. And we have provided over 70 scholarships for our members at the Innovation Hub.
Out of the 371, how many are North Little Rock?
100%.
All 300?
All 371.
Are North Little Rock?
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions?
I'll do that. You leave it alone.
Okay.
Hang on a second. You're doing good, though. Is there any other questions for anybody else? Thank you very much.
Thank
I do
you.
appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I see some other people in the audience, so I'm going to go ahead. So if I miss you, please just tell us. So Museum Discovery, come on up.
How are they listed on here?
They're not. They're never asked for anybody before.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you, City Council members. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm Kelly Bass, and for almost 11 years, I've had the privilege to be the CEO of the Museum of Discovery. I've known about your support for all these organizations, but this is the first time that I have been in front of you. We are a growing museum. We are Central Arkansas's museum. We're about as close to North Little Rock as you can possibly be physically and not be in North Little Rock, right on the river and the Little Rock side. And North Little Rock is by far, while we draw people from all over the country, in fact, as of April 30th this year, we had seen people from all 50 states. The intersection of I-30 and I-40 is beneficial for lots of us, but besides Little Rock, North Little Rock is by far our second, our biggest market. And those numbers continue to grow. I'm going to leave these pieces of paper for you, and it's very simple. But so far this year, just through today, we have seen 7,561 residents of North Little Rock, and we have welcomed 6,265 school children from North Little Rock, which is more than double what we were doing 6 years ago on both of those fronts. We also were very active with outreach. We've been in the North Little Rock schools a ton. We just got word last Friday that we've gotten an extra $25,000 from a donor, and we will be sending our educators to Title I schools, of which you have several in North Little Rock, and that will be a focus, an elementary school focus of ours. And we just, again, given the relationship that we have with your school district and with your city, this is our first time in front of you to ask that you would consider funding the museum in your budget. The cost to run our museum continues to go up. Our payroll is double what it was 10 years ago. We're over a $2 million payroll. And we are about to unveil 78 new exhibits in our Science Lab and Dynamic Earth galleries this Saturday and then mid-December that were required by the flood that happened when the boiler on our roof broke in Valentine's week of 2021. So we're still coming back 2 years and 9 months after that and trying to become the even better museum than we were. And we have been named 2 years as the #6 best museum of our type, Children's Science Center in the United States in the USA Today Readers Poll. So we think we're an institution that all can be proud of. We have a great relationship with North Little Rock in terms of schools and public. And you know, we know that we are an important part of the STEM education pipeline with our informal learning environment and the STEM workforce pipeline. As kids get energized about all things STEM related, we're the spot that they do it outside the schoolroom. So we're here just again for the first time to ask that you consider us for funding in your 2024 budget. So thank you.
Ms. Ross, excuse me, Mr. Robinson.
This is your first time? They've not received any money from us in the past?
No, ma'am.
We have not.
You have not?
We have
and this
not.
is your first time asking?
It's our first time.
How much are you asking?
$100,000.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Thank you very much. Thank you. Also see, you need to give that. Also see, I see, Argenta Downtown Council, Chris, if you don't mind, I see you come on up. I'm trying to catch y'all as I see you, so if you don't mind. You're good.
Hi, I'm Chris Kent. I'm the Executive Director of the Argenta Downtown Council. I'm also the events coordinator, the CFO, the planner, everything else. I'm a party of one. So you see what we do downtown. All you got to do is step outside and you can see what happens. We do the Clean, Green, and Safe program. So when you see clean streets in Argenta, that's because of what we do. You see the plants outside. We put 20,000 new tulip bulbs in the ground last week, so it'll look really pretty when we get back to March. And we also put on 26 different days of events that were free, family-friendly events in downtown North Little Rock, including the Argenta Dogtown Throwdown, 12 art walks, and 6 Argenta Vibe concert series. I think it's just amazing when we hear people like Aaron talk about what they've accomplished and how many people they're serving and how many children they're serving in Argenta. 10,000 people, the amount of people that the community theater is serving, 2,000 children. It's amazing to bring that type of family-friendly environment to our downtown. We are able to help those different groups do that with our Safety Ambassador program. You come to Argenta, you don't see a lot of police officers down here because it's safe. Because for the last 12 years, we've had these safety ambassadors working our streets to make sure that the kids are getting from the parking lot to the different facilities that they're going to. We also work with economic development. We try to make sure that we create a space that businesses can thrive. If you walk out this store and you step across the street, you're going to see a new restaurant, Draft and Table. They spent over $1 million renovating that space. They also are going to have 35 employees that are going to make an average of $40,000 a year. That's $1.4 million for employees in North Little Rock. That's job creation. Those people aren't coming and asking for a new road, new electrical, new anything. They're coming to Argenta because of the work that we have done and putting this area on the map. If you look across the river, you can see that the city of Little Rock has allocated $500,000 for a Safety Ambassador program. That's because we have one and it works. So we've got a lot going on here in downtown North Little Rock. We're proud of what we're doing, and I want to thank the city for their support, and I want to also thank our institutions down here. The Michael Marion at the arena, bringing 500,000 people down a year for the concerts, the baseball stadium, the community theater, Seis Puentes. It's awesome. Let's just keep up the good work.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, Ms. Ross.
And in the 24 budget, this also includes through Mid-City, correct?
Absolutely, it does. And if you've gone down Mid-City, you've seen the changes just by adding some flowers and a little cleanup. You're starting to see the other property owners there start taking care of their stuff as well. So we're definitely going to keep that going.
Chris, you forgot to mention about the circus that's in town.
The circus is in town, yeah. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, it's running through the 19th of the month, and you can see it down behind the trolley barn. It's a lot of fun.
It's really great.
It's really great.
That got more social media attention than anything I've seen in North Little Rock.
You go in and it's like you're transported when you go into that big top tent and see it. It's
I was
really
surprised.
cool.
Everybody wanted to post about it and posted North Little Rock and Argenta.
All I know is they had a great announcer on Sunday at 2. So anyway.
Was that you? Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay. Chris, anything else? Anybody? Thank you very much, Chris.
All right, thank you.
I see also on my list here that didn't sign up, but the Thea Foundation. Oh, there you are. I knew you were right there somewhere. Thank you. Good seeing you.
Hi, everyone. Council members, I'm Nick Leopoulos. I'm the Executive Director of the Thea Foundation down here at 4th and Main Street. Just wanted to say thank you for the support that the city has shown this organization for so long, through my father and now through me. It's meant the world. We've often doubled our impact in the North Little Rock School District. We're proud to say that we've got Dr. Paluski on our board, which is incredible. We were able to help 34 schools in the district this year, hosted several events with North Little Rock students featured. Incredibly proud of the support, and none of this would be possible without you guys. So I just wanted to express my thanks for any kind of support, because it does take a collective of donations in order to make this kind of opportunity happen. So thank you.
Questions, Ms. Ross?
Same question asking every year, and I
Sure.
don't know if we ever got a response. I know Mike Davis, how many events or how many times are y'all open? You know, because my whole thing is, you know, if we're gonna make this a viable downtown, then
Yeah.
we've gotta have everyone open, or at
Yeah.
least some function going on. Like
Yeah.
our Argenta Community Theater, they're not open every night, but you know, they're open quite often. They have
Sure,
many
yeah.
events. So how many events are y'all having now?
We have,
I know you do the art
well, since we have a gallery, we have an exhibit, and we have an exhibit every single month of the year.
Okay, so once a month?
Well, no, we're open 9 to 5 every single day, Monday through Thursday. And we have an opening on the first Thursday quarterly called the Art Department Series, where we feature an artist right now. Jeff Horton is our artist who's up, and we had a fantastic opening for him on Thursday. We'll be open for art department, as Chris mentioned. We're open for every single art department. And it's wonderful. We have groups that schedule visits to come through. UAMS usually comes through and likes to show some of their med students some of the work. And we're working with Dr. Paluski to try to find some class routines so that they can come down and actually see the work too, maybe talk to some of the artists. So it's wonderful.
My whole thing is, I mean, you can do so much with children's art. I knew senior art night when they used to, I don't even know if they still do that or not, the senior art night where the seniors sell their art. That you could get so many people, and you put in an elementary school, and every grandparent's gonna be down there buying art. So it's just more things, I'd like to see more things going on down here to bring people down here. Like, Aaron was saying, you know, you're bringing everybody down here and the different, the businesses around here, bringing more people into downtown. I know what you do in the school is wonderful, but we also need those tax dollars coming in so that we can provide the funding.
Well, I mean, we pay a business development tax down here. We're one of the only nonprofits
I
to do
mean
that.
sales tax from
Oh,
people coming down
okay.
to eat and shop and things
Sure.
like that.
Well, I mean, we are a 501c3, so we take any and all donations too, so that we can make our missions work in the
Right,
schools.
but I'd just like to see more, you know, kids art, whatever, just bringing in, you know, more people downtown.
Well, and you know, if you wanted to stop by, I would be more than happy to show you through the gallery just to see some of the work that's on the walls, or you can call. We're down there 9 to 5, so we can't wait to see you.
I only come at night, I guess. I haven't seen
Awesome.
it, so.
Thank
okay.
you so much.
Anything else, anybody? Thank you, Nick, I appreciate it. Shelby, I saw you a while ago somewhere. Shelby, come on up, Shelby, please.
Evening, everyone. Officer Hunter, North Little Rock PD, Director of the POWER program. Still a coach, coached in the program since 2010, same fields I grew up on. The last few years have been phenomenal. Thanks to funding from the city, we've been able to completely renovate that Rose City ballpark that was built back in the day. When I started coaching, it used to look like a backyard. But now our fields are filled with clay, rebuilt batting cages. We just replaced every single bleacher in the complex, so no more splinters in the parents' butts. And since I've taken over, we've seen a steady number of at least 600 kids in our baseball, softball program, constant number of 200 in our football. With the football, we're transitioning to flag football for the upcoming year, so hoping to see an increase in kids on that side as far as safety, giving everyone something to do. And this year, our plan is to continue our renovations with the plumbing and transition to North Heights, get that back to where it's supposed to be. And we just continue to thank you guys for the continued support and extra funding so that we can continue to be the ballpark we're supposed to be.
Thank you, Shelby. Any questions, Ms.
Yes.
Ross? Go ahead, which one?
No, I was just, Shelby, in a dream world, what would it take to get all of your parks up to what they should be? I know that, this is a lot of volunteer work too going on, I know. So, you know, I know that you've got a lot of volunteers, but just curious.
The only thing left in Rose City is our plumbing, lighting on the softball field and our t-ball field. As far as North Heights goes, we've already demoed the 2 bad dugouts, and me and Ken, we've worked our butt offs. We're pretty much the workhorses behind a lot of it. Vestal is pretty much good to go, so man, just another couple of years with a lot of hard work. The dugouts, like I said, the lighting is the most expensive part because, you know, you have to get them hung. And I know on the Legion field, it was about 70 grand in itself just to get the wiring done.
Mr. Baxter? Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, Mr. Hampton.
No,
I'll
it's
pass
okay.
you. Go ahead.
Please.
I'll go with Baxter Hampton, okay? Please.
So, Shelby,
No turf. Everything in Rose City now used to be just dirt, but when Dickey Stevens redid their fields, all their infield is on our infield now. Patrick Lane was gracious enough to haul every bit of it out to our field.
Mr. Hampton.
Did you say 600 total or 600 plus 200?
No, that's just, the 600 is just in our baseball, softball, t-ball itself.
And then 200 in football, which is going to flag football, so you expect increase.
And hopefully see at least another 304 kids in that, because we will run our own league like baseball, won't be under anybody else's regulation. And our cheer, which my wife still runs it, jumped up to 50 girls this year.
So, and this may be just a question for, probably best for Chief Davis. How long has the city been donating money to the Police Athletic League?
He wasn't even a policeman.
Well, PAL's been in existence in North Little Rock since the late 80s, 90. Back whenever we did a lot of work back then, it kind of died off. Shelby and others brought it back up. I think since 2019, we have been providing funds through the city for PAL programs.
I mean, but we've certainly been, I mean, Councilmember Ross, you think I remember providing money.
Yes.
2004, so.
And PAL gets a lot of donations that they have
Which
a
is-
separate account set up as well, and so we work all that through together, but yes,
So-
the services provided as well by the city.
That's excellent, and first of all, I hope we can even increase your request. Thank you, Chief Davis. I'd just like to note on the thing we were given that it shows no money given to PAL from 2019 to 2022, I guess. I'm not sure why that is, but it was probably just another account. I'm sure according to these accounts or whatever, this line item, it might not have been there, but I mean, there's. Oh, no worries. Good.
Anybody else? Thanks, Shelby, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I think I've got to look here, maybe listen, River City Ministries, come on up, yes, sir. I know, I'm watching. They keep talking.
Stephen Morris, I'm the programming director at River City Ministry. I want to say how thankful we are to have had funds this year from the city that made it possible for us to hire a cook. We had been without one for quite a while and trying to shift those responsibilities around staff who don't know how to do it. Also, the funds made it possible for us to get our shower services going again and have someone to handle the cleaning and the managing people coming in and out of our showers there, as well as purchasing walk-in coolers and freezers, which is something we've wanted since that building was built 20 years ago. And so we're very, very grateful for that. We serve not only the homeless people in our area here, but a lot of very low-income people who are in North Little Rock, up and down Washington and 2nd Street, over at the high-rises and Eastgate and on going down towards Rose City. A lot of people who are very low income come there for those meals that we serve every day. So we'll not only serve people who are in our area who are homeless, who number in the hundreds, but we also have hundreds more people that are coming from the neighborhoods around us in North Little Rock for either our meals or for our food pantries or other services that we offer. So we're just very grateful for the funds. We would appreciate being able to receive those again this year. It would make it possible for us to continue to be well-staffed and to be able to provide these services that have become more difficult during the pandemic for us, not only to provide, but us to keep pace with. We've seen a growth of the number of people staying on the streets through the pandemic. I don't know if people getting stranded or what brought them here, but a lot of new faces. Even this past month, we saw higher numbers for our meals than we have seen in a long time, 250 lunches when normally we would do 100 to 120.
Ms. Ross.
Ember, help me here. What, we just, the funds that was at the last meeting, how much was that? Was it 200,000, 250,000 for River City? That was
300.
300, okay, all right.
Anybody
Yes.
else? Anybody? All right, thank you very much, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm looking, and so I'll take my apology, am I missing anybody? Please raise your, yes, sir, who you with? Come on up, please. Because I'm trying to get this, not trying to hurry you, but I want to try to get this through and go to our city council meeting. So if you can identify yourself, please.
Will they have opportunities?
This is not finalized. If everybody has opportunity, I'll be visiting with all y'all as the week goes on, yes.
The
Everybody.
nonprofits will be
All-
able to come back?
Well, I mean, yes, they always come back.
Because I've got some questions.
I'm wondering why they were cut.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, please.
That's
sir.
all right. I'll be short and sweet. I'm Mark Deal. I'm the current president of the Board of Directors for the One Inc., more commonly known as the VAN. I want to thank you for the money that you gave us last year. You gave us $50,000 that used to go to Jericho Way over in Little Rock. That helped us to meet the immediate, our goal is to meet the immediate needs of the unsheltered population in the North Little Rock area, and we're mobile, so we meet their needs where they're at. That's why we're called the VAN. So the money that you gave us last year helped tremendously. It helped pay for fuel, it helped pay for supplies. It allowed us to buy a larger commercial ice maker that allows us to take ice to folks in camps and keep water cold and stuff like that. We would like to continue that and increase our capacity to help folks. We have a shower trailer that is always needing repairs. You know, the cost of fuel is high. We have some other goals that we would like to purchase. We need some commercial washer and dryers to help us to keep things clean. And we just want to thank you and would appreciate the $50,000 again this year.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes, Robson, do you have anything? Anybody? Anybody that I miss out there? Let me check to be sure. I want to be sure if I've missed anybody. Ms. Robinson?
I just want to make a comment. Looking at this, and let me commend our CFO, you know, for the great job that she's doing here in the city. But I'm looking over some of these figures for the nonprofits. And some of them, you've returned them to the pre-COVID prices. Now listen, since COVID, a loaf of bread has gone up. And you can no longer pay X amount prior to COVID because the price has gone up. And maybe you and I need to sit down because I've got some real problems with these. And we need to sit down because I've got some real issues with the monies. And so maybe I'll schedule an appointment with you so we can talk about this because many of these need to be bumped up.
Ms. Robinson, what I was about to say is, no, please. What I was about to say is this is not a finalized budget. I will bring to y'all, I'll be talking to y'all all as the next week goes through. All you all are maybe getting an input. I know some of you have special process that you want to go to. So this was just the starting of the program. The budget will come to the council meeting after I visit with all y'all November 27th. So you'll have that much time to visit for the next 13 days about any special needs you might go through. And then I'll visit with you, and then we'll submit it for our budget approval.
Okay.
Ms. Ember, did you want to say something? If not, I'm going to excuse this public hearing. We're going to take a break and come back here at 6 o'clock. If not, I do thank y'all very much for coming. Let's go. We're adjourned. please.
Ross?
Here.
Hamilton?
Here.
Taylor? Here. Robinson?
Here.
Baxter?
Here.
Harris?
Here.
Insulaco?
Here.
And Height?
Present.
Everyone stand for the prayer of Mr. Barber, but then remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance by Troop 427, please.
Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening and we ask your blessing upon this meeting. Lord, we pray for wisdom for the council members and council leaders, Lord, that are here tonight, that they might give wisdom to guide this city. Lord, we thank you for all that you do through them, and we pray that you would also bless the first responders, Lord, in the electric department, the police department, the fire department. Watch over us all, we pray, and just give us the grace that we need for each and every day that we go through. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Troop 427, you come forward, please. Guys, go ahead. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Yay.
Second.
So moved.
And second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter? Yes. Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
If anyone wants to pull any communications, if so, I'll ask for a second to accept and file.
Move to accept and file.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris? Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Mayor, did you not want that one read, or at least discussed?
If nobody, they've said it, so it's okay if you don't mind. Thank you, ma'am. Presentations, Ms. Kim, would you come on up, Kim Frisco? I think we have a special one here.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Kim Francisco, Director of Emergency Services. This is Bud Gray, he's the Deputy Director. So if you attended the award ceremony for public safety this past April or May, you may recognize the person I'm getting ready to call up here, but Brittany Chaperone received the Leadership Award for 2022 based on her actions within the center. And based on receiving that award, she was submitted to the state chapter of APCO, which is the Association of Public Safety Communication Officials. So they received recommendations from all over the state for this award, along with Brittany's. So upon review, it was just announced at the conference a few weeks ago that North Little Rock's very own Brittany Chaperone won Arkansas State Dispatcher of the Year.
Wow.
I would like to call Brittany up here. To thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much, Brittany. Appreciate it. Brittany, you want to say anything? Speech. Speech, come on. She talks enough, as she says, right? All right. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, Kim. Unfinished business now, I think we're to.
R23-216.
And Bruce Tate, I believe, is not here. You told me to hold it, if I'm mistaken. Mr. Tate, let's hold it then.
R23-224.
Please. I've got to call a public hearing on this, though, if I'm not mistaken. And this was held because the daughter of the deceased owner said the granddaughter is trying to obtain the property.
I believe she is here.
And I just want to say you're here, so she was given. So let me go ahead and call a public hearing first to bring you, then I'll bring you up, okay? Thanks. So just stay right where you are. You're fine. Let's read it, and then let me, if you don't mind.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 812 North I Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning such structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
Ms. Fields, go ahead and open the public hearing up now, if that's okay. Okay. I'm going to declare a public hearing on this. Those wishing to speak for or against it, now please come forward if you don't mind. Thank you. Come on up and identify yourself and give your name, please, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm Mary Wallet. I'm here to represent our property at 812 I Street in North Little Rock, which belongs to my mother, Retta Mile Gillum. And I have two sisters here. It's really three sisters here, but two of them have an interest in, as far as the legal process we did to get the transformation, to want to, ownership by one of them, my sister Vivian Gillum and my sister Barbara McGowan. And Barbara's been in charge basically of the legal procedures that we need to do. And if the court don't mind, I would like for her to come up here and explain what's going on, so we would have the time to take care of it.
So
And
you
my
want to bring which one? Which
Well,
one? All the
both of
sisters?
them, both
Okay,
of
both the sisters, please come forward, please, if you don't mind. I've got your address, I think, but go ahead and give me name and address, please,
My
ma'am.
name is
And talk
Barbara
into the
Gillum.
microphone, please. There you go, thank you, ma'am,
My
yes.
name is Barbara Gillum, and my address is 4012 Malloy Street in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yes, ma'am.
And I am the affiant who filed a small claim affidavit on my mother's estate so that we could disperse the property. And so I'm the distributee, but we had to wait 90 days, and our 90 days is not up until December the 17th before we can actually get a property to one of my sisters.
Okay, and the next lady, please, ma'am, you identify yourself? If we're in a public hearing right now, so go ahead and identify yourself and your address, please, ma'am.
Oh, I'm Vivian Gillum, and I live in Lansing, Michigan.
Thank you. Anything else you want to add? Okay, Ms. Ross.
This is the one we're gonna get a property to.
Say, you got to talk to the mic, I'm sorry.
Vivian is the one we're giving the property to.
This lady here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so hang on, Ms. Ross.
Okay, so I understand, the process until December of that, but the property is already in a situation to be condemned right now. So the funding, would she have to do a rehab agreement at that time when it is in her name?
Well, right now, it hasn't been voted on. It was held last time.
Right, but it's
And,
up for condemnation.
So if it was condemned, then our normal procedure has been for the property owner to do a rehab agreement with the requirement to put up the escrow funds.
So I...
Understand what our city attorney is saying to you, ma'am? Do y'all understand that at all? All right.
I did not understand
All
any
right.
of that.
Ms. Ross, do you have anything on top
Okay,
of it?
well, no, what I was asking about, the property is in a state to be condemned right now, but we haven't voted on it. So, when you transfer the property to your sister, the property will still be in the shape to be condemned. So the question is, how long would it take her to get that into a livable state, the house?
She's not trying to put it in a livable state, she's gonna tear it down and rebuild on the
Oh,
land.
you're just trying to get it to her name to get it torn down?
Yes.
Oh,
Gotcha. Okay, that answers it.
Anybody else? Go ahead. Hang on.
I will, I'm sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, today is November 13th. Even if it's condemned today, you're given 30 days to bring it into compliance before the city goes in and demos it ourselves, and so even if it was condemned today, you still have time. And I don't think that with it being December 17th, when you can get the property in your name, that it would be torn down between now and then, even if it was condemned today.
Yes, ma'am, you're up to speak. Go
Oh,
ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, what I wanted to know for myself is how much, if you all condemn it, there's a fee for that, right?
Well, if we condemn it, then we would put a lien against the
No,
property
that's what
for
that's what I'm trying to get to, the money.
Right.
And we don't have no one right at this time to tear it down. So we would expect that you all would do it, and we would have to pay
Right,
Okay.
right.
And so how much is that?
It depends on the structure, and code, after property's condemned, gets bids on what it takes to demo it, and it usually runs in the neighborhood of around $5,000.
Ms. McHenry is our code enforcement, so Ms. McHenry, if you don't mind, please, ma'am. So the question was, do you have a price, like Miss Amy Fields said, it's around 5, is that in the ballpark for these people here? Okay, so back to your question is, if we demo it, it's gonna be around $5,000 that you will owe the city of North Little Rock if you're gonna take the property and rebuild on it. Did you understand that, correct?
Yeah, and so can we pay anything on it? Can we pay anything now for doing it, or?
I would suggest right now, if you're gonna pay it all back, you can, but I'd sit there and let the city go through its process personally, and then you can pay back the lien we have against it, then she will have.
That's what we gonna do, because we can't, right now, we don't have anyone to tear it down, so.
Well, we do.
I know it, but I'm just saying right
But,
now, and I'm just trying to find out how much it would cost if we did.
Again, it's not exact as we said here, but it's gonna be around the 5. We'll condemn it, tear it down, then the property would be, you'll have a price that you're gonna have to pay back the city before she can take it and build on it.
Okay, well, that's what we're gonna do.
All right, so right now.
And by the 17th, we need to have it torn down, we won't even
No,
be.
that's not what he said.
No, let me make sure y'all understand exactly what we're saying. If we go forward tonight and condemn this, the city will tear it down. You'll have a lien against your property for, as my city attorney says, approximately 5,000. Don't hold me to it, but it could be 4, it could be less. At that point, if you're going to build a house on that after it's torn down, you're going to have to pay the lien back to the city before you get clean title to it, to build anything.
We trying to, but if they have to, if we can't get it torn down, that's what they're gonna do.
Am I saying that correct, everybody?
You are.
Mr. Taylor?
So look at the lien this way. You're basically borrowing the money from the city to tear the house down.
Yeah.
Maybe a good budget.
So the lien will be against the property. You will still own the property, and when you get ready to build, you pay the city back for the lien, and then you build on the property.
But can we just pay you all, if you all do tear it down, can we just pay you all before we build?
You have to.
You have to.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
That's what he just. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I have a hearing deficit.
That's
and
all
I
right.
don't understand sometimes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and move this forward then to go with the process. Is y'all okay with that, correct? We're gonna go ahead with condemning this and tearing it down.
You're gonna go on and tear it down?
Well, after I get out of this public hearing, I'm gonna ask for a vote on it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever you all.
Anybody else wish to speak for or against this on R-23-224? Y'all can sit down. I'm going to go ahead and call this a public hearing adjourned. I'm adjourning this public hearing, R-23-224. So please call it.
I have a motion.
I think, did we not have one?
We need a motion.
All right, a motion.
Move.
Second.
Motion second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Hyatt?
Yes.
Ma'am, so we'll make sure we're all together. The council has just voted to condemn the property, okay? The property we torn down by Ms. McHenry at a date coming, and you'll have a lien against your property. Before you can do anything to the property, such as build on it, you're gonna have to get that taken care of, okay? Everybody understands, correct? Did I say that right, everybody? It's, yeah, well, if you're gonna tear it down, we've already voted that we're gonna tear it down.
But they can
But
tear it down
again, wait a
themselves.
minute. But before you, see, if we're gonna tear it down, wait a minute, let me get this straight. We voted to tear it down. If you wanna take it over, you're gonna have to come and see my city attorney to make sure everything that you're trying to do is done the correct way. All right, hang on, Mr. Baxter. Yes, sir. Mr. Baxter.
Well, Mayor, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page, let me make sure I explain this correctly. We voted to condemn.
Condemn the property, right.
Not to tear it down.
Right.
But to condemn it. And at this point, either the applicant can, or the owner, whatever, however that works out, you can do it on your own, or the city will end up doing it at some point.
They're going to contact you and let you know, hey, we're going to tear this thing down.
Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody on the same page? You okay? Thank you very, very much then. Thank you, Mr. Baxter. All right. Did I miss anybody on that? Okay, go ahead.
R 23-228, Mayor Hartwick.
All right, it's another public hearing, it looks like, on this one, on 3011 Grove. If you'll read it for me, please.
Sure. Resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 3011 Gribble Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning such structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
Okay,
So moved.
hang on, go ahead. Motion, then I'll call the public hearing.
Second.
There's a second. There's a motion. Now I'll call a public hearing on this. Those wishing to speak for or against in the 3011 Gribble Street is on your screen now. Please come forward. Yes, sir. I think he's coming up too. There we go. Speak in the mic. Identify yourself again, please.
I'm Robert Glasgow. I live at 3011 Gribble. It's my son, Joseph Glasgow. I got my building permit last week. I've been cleaning up the windows or going in there, and I've got a lot of it cleaned up and ready to start putting back. Everything's in donations so far. The windows in donations, the door, the wood, refrigerator, hot water heater, all been donated from.
Speak into the mic, please. I gotta have you. Yeah, I can hear you, but a lot of people can't. There you go.
Oh, yes, sir. This week I will be trying to get some sort of utilities. If not, I'll be working on the utilities and stretching barbed wire fence for cows to pay for it.
So you have pulled a permit on this, you correct? Is that what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I did just what I was, and I'll come back in 3 weeks and report again if that's okay.
I was told you didn't have, but you do have, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I went and got one like you told me. Yes, sir.
Is Sean here? I've got conflicting reports on this. Sean? Felicia, if you'll, go ahead, Felicia. If you'll help me on this one, please. Let's make sure we're all saying the same thing, please. He's saying he's pulled his permits on this 3011 Gribble Street. Can you, everything?
Has pulled a fire rehab permit for that property.
Okay, so we're.
I don't know if inspectors from planning has been out there to go over with him what he needs to do, what he can and cannot do, because I don't know the extent of the damage to the plumbing or the wiring. I don't know if you.
It was also vandalized. It would have to be redone.
So he's gonna need electrical permits, he's gonna need plumbing permits,
all
he's
that.
gonna need all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, here comes Sean. Sean, come on up. You know what we're talking about, sir? I know you're in the back room.
I hadn't been able to check to see if the permit was pulled, but only if he did pull a permit, it'd only be for a building. He's not able to pull any of the utility
I know,
permits.
he's got to get people to do it for him, so.
The gas meter's still there, just not the electric anymore.
Okay.
I have to pay some money for my bills.
Any questions, any more questions for him? I'm going to adjourn this public hearing, if you don't mind, sir. So this public hearing is now adjourned. We're on R23-228. Council's been.
It's been motioned and seconded. If the council votes to condemn it, he can contact my office to see if he is interested in entering into a rehab agreement. Now it's up to the council on whether to condemn this or not.
Anybody else? Do you understand where you are on this, Mr.? Do you know exactly what's going on with this, Mr. Glasgow?
I'm fixing to not get a rehab permit, and y'all want to remove the house because I don't have a plan and all that.
Yeah, we got it. What's the pleasure of the council right now? Should I hold this or what's your timeline? Right now, we're at a point where we've had public hearings. I remember the last time you told me you didn't have the money, but now you've got your permit. But you're wanting to rebuild it, take it up, clean it up. What would be your timeline on this? I don't like tearing down a house unless we have to, but I want to get it, huh?
2 months and I have the carpet laid and wired and plumbed and everything. And
I say hold it.
I've been working I have friends that are licensed electricians and plumbers.
Let me ask you a question. It's my resolution, but I don't want to wait 4 months. I would like for you to come back at least every month to tell me where you are. I'll get pictures showing what you've done, and once you don't do what we say, I'll probably call this and go forward. It wouldn't be okay with the council to do that. Mauricio, you're giving me a funny look.
And,
Well,
and I want to ask our parliamentarian as well, I interrupted, I'm sorry, whether once it's been motioned and seconded, the sponsor can, then withdraw it.
Can I hold it, or do I need to go forward with it after it's been a motion and a second? Okay, so Mr. Taylor, back to you, please, sir.
So, I guess I'm confused, but,
I worked hard every day. I worked hard for 6 straight years, never missed a house payment. I raised a 16-year-old boy and an 18-year-old daughter in that house. I just, not just a goof off. I worked very hard for that. Miss Thomas and Chutney and those people next door really give me a hard time. So are the Martins and so are this other people. The neighborhoods kind of give me problems. I don't really want to live there. I'd rather live with my son and my family at Pothole Manor Apartments. And I haven't decided to put it up for sale, and I have another house at Long 17th. And my friend just died last week that me and him built the house together. It was Judge Cole and Mary Freeman's lot years and years and years ago.
Mr. Taylor.
so I guess my
I can do
question,
better. I mean,
I guess my question is, why would we do this when any different than we did any other ones, then condemn it, and then he enters into a rehab agreement with the city attorney?
I'm not doing any new construction. I'm just, and I've junk that got smoked and putting new stuff in there. And it's really not burnt that bad. The whole inside of it had wood, all inside of it's 1x4s with sheetrock on top of it. It's really, really a solid house. And
Anybody else? Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor?
I agree with Councilmember Taylor. I agree with him.
I mean, I'm happy to see him work on it, but, I mean, we have a process for this, then that means we condemn it. He enters into a rehab agreement with the city attorney, and he said 4 months, that gives him 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
I think the
And it's
issue
gonna be
is he
cold.
doesn't have any money for the escrow.
Yeah.
For the tear down, because he's having to, get, things donated and friends to help him with this.
You remember last meeting, oh, never mind, go ahead. You're exactly right, Ms. Fields. So with that, I've got a motion, and a second. Ms. Ross?
When was the fire?
2 days before Father's Day, I was in jail on child support, and my daughter called me a week after I was in jail.
Is that in June,
They burned your house down, Robert. And so I don't know
July, August, September?
what's going on down there.
It's been 4 months since the fire.
Anybody else?
I mean, Mayor, I'm happy to go with whatever. Yeah, we're not in the business of tearing down houses, and whatever you see fit, I'm happy. I'm good with either way.
Well, here's how it works, sir. I'm going to go ahead and ask for a vote. So it means that we're condemned. You'll work out agreement with Ms. Fields that will give you 6 months to do what you're supposed to do. Is that right, Ms. Fields?
Council member, I can't remember who motioned or seconded, but they could withdraw
They
their
could
motion.
withdraw your
if they-
motion, second.
They
Councilmember
wanted to.
Robertson
Withdraw.
motion, and I second it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got 2 options. Go forward. He got 6 months if we condemn it. If we withdraw the motion second, you've got limited time. So I think the best thing in
put
your
it
favor
together.
right now, Mr. Taylor.
So
Yes, sir.
let me ask this question. You said that you would rather live with your son or in another place. Then why do you want to, I mean, I don't understand why you're fixing it up. Why do you want to fix it up?
Because I really don't have a cellar. It was where I raised my children. I'm not over the sentimental part of it. It's not just a house. It's not just a box anymore. I mean, it's just because I'm not ready to let it go yet. Honestly.
I'm going to ask for a vote.
Okay.
All right,
Hold on, if they withdrew the motion.
they have not withdrawn the motion.
Nobody's withdrawn anything.
They have not drawn anything. So, any more? All right, I'm going to ask for a motion. There's a second. I'm going to adjourn this public hearing right now. Adjourn the public hearing. I'm going to call for a vote.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
No.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Sir, so you know what's happened. We have went ahead and voted to provide, go ahead and condemn the house. You'll be getting with the city attorney, and should there be this next 2 or 3 months, you've got 6 months. So I would make sure you get with the city attorney as soon as possible. Am I saying that right, miss?
And you want it in code now?
You're going to have to enter into a rehab agreement with us.
And just so you know, part of the rehab agreement process is you have to post money with the city clerk of the cost of the demolition of the structure, which generally runs in the neighborhood of $5,000.
Ms. Ross?
But can't you also, can't you get a bond that doesn't cost, where you don't have to put the full $5,000?
If a bank will issue.
If the bank will issue, or if someone you
Right.
know that will issue a bond, get a bond for you.
Just something that'll secure the payment if you don't rehab it, that'll pay to have the house demolished. We won't know the exact amount on the bond until code gets quotes on the demo.
Any questions
So
you
it could be
have for
more,
us?
it could be less.
Any questions, sir?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, let's go.
O 2377, Councilmember Hamilton.
Thank you, sir.
Hold that, and may I inquire as to which number hold that is?
Be the third hold, I believe.
And I got 6? Okay, they are having conversations, just for an update, and they will be, all intents and purposes, trying to be here next council meeting with support.
Okay, yes, okay. O 2379, Mayor Hartwick.
Mr. Pettigrew, I think he wants us to hold this again too, if I'm not. Mr. Pettigrew, you here? I was understanding he was not here, so I'm going to hold this again, okay? Okay. Consent agenda. If anyone wants to end the consent agenda is pulled, please say so. If not, I'm going to ask for a voice vote for in favor from R23-238 to R23-242.
So moved.
Motion? Second.
On the motion, Ross. Hamilton.
I would apologize, is this all in favor?
Yes.
Okay.
Supposed to be. So don't, that's what I'm saying. Just go ahead and ask for all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Go.
Okay, I'm going to read the addresses for
Please.
the declaring. There was one that was pulled, R23-246 for 47 Tolbert Loop for, per the code department. R23-243, 16 Tolbert Loop, R23-244, 424 K Street, R23-245, 1601 Julian, R23-247, 800 North Beach.
So I've got to call a public hearing on these, looks like again. So with those, we've read them. Is it okay if I go ahead and call a public hearing one by one, then read them? It is.
Mayor, you should have pictures too.
I know, that's what I was about to say. Y'all got pictures back there for us, starting with R23-243? Anyway, I'm going to call a public hearing on these. Public hearing is now convened. Those wishing to speak for or against, please come forward.
We have any?
I'll get the contract signed and get it to you tomorrow. Okay.
Scott? Okay, yes, sir.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. Randy Grice and Scott Hilburn on behalf of SC Apartments, Arkansas LLC of 800 North Beach Street. And I'm going to let my colleague, Mr. Grice, give a little bit of the background on this. It's somewhat of a unique issue where there was a fire or an explosion and damage to one of the units of the apartment complex. There's insurance proceeds that took some time to get, and the lender associated with the property has held up those proceeds, which has kept us from being able to rehab that particular unit. 2 weeks ago, a receiver got appointed by the Pulaski County Circuit Clerk or Court, and we believe now that the receiver has been appointed, those insurance proceeds can be released and we can move forward with the rehab of that unit.
Or the receiver can.
Excuse me, the receiver can, yes.
Excuse me. Yeah, Scott's absolutely correct in what he said.
I got to have you tell me your name and everything.
Randy Grice.
Thank you, Randy. I appreciate
Thank
you.
No problem, sorry. Yes, We've been hired this last month to represent SC Apartments, Arkansas LLC, and Millennium, the property owners, property management company. He's already given the background on the property. There was basically, since this explosion took place in October of 2022, the insurance proceeds necessary to rehabilitate the property and not raise it. Their intent is to rebuild what can be rebuilt, salvage what can be, because it's one of several units in a multi-unit apartment complex for low-income housing. And so it wasn't until July that the insurance proceeds were even paid over by the insurance company. And this, since we're a single entity that owns the property, it's not like there's a big fund there to cover such a major expense as opposed to just maybe putting on some new shingles or what might be necessary. So they had to have those funds. The lender took it upon itself, pursuant to the contracts, to hold on to the money, and we had been in the process of trying to get it from them. SC and Millennium had contractors and still has a contractor ready, but the lender came in, got a receiver appointed, and now it's out of our hands, so to speak, and in their hands, because we still own the property, because they still own the property. That's why we're here, just to make sure that the matter can be taken care of. It's our understanding that the receiver, again, will have access to that money to do the rehab on it, and should do the rehab on it. That's what they've told us, but they were just recently appointed in the last 2 weeks, and we're still working through with them and communicating with them as to who's going to be the lead here on various things and what can be done. We would ask the council, I mean, right now, I understand the situation. I know what the property's like. What would be, again, something that could be done short of tearing the building down itself while they're waiting to get the funds necessary to rehabilitate it? I don't know that. But I do understand the situation that's going on. We would ask that the matter be passed, or whatever terminology it would be, for another meeting so that we could get the receivers, people in here, and let them tell the council exactly what they intend to do.
Anybody? No, this is a public hearing. Yes, ma'am.
Just like we talked, the one before us, as far as a rehab agreement, would y'all be willing to do a rehab agreement?
Well, we would be, I can't. I mean, my clients cannot sign off on anything, so we have no authority over it. We're just the owners right now. That's the reason we're wanting to get the receiver in to meet with and get them in here so that they can say what they're going to do. Yes, absolutely. If we could, we would be willing to, but we would also, again, not in this kind of financing, to get any additional financing that may be necessary. Having a condemnation resolution entered could affect that and make it tougher. So that's one of the reasons why we're here, to try to ask the council that they hold off on that so that the receiver can come in and do what they need to do.
The receiver was just appointed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And from a legal standpoint, since the receiver has been appointed by the circuit court, they are in control of the property. Even though we're the property owners, we're not. And so we don't have access to those insurance proceeds, but the receiver does.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're asking for just some time to bring the receiver in, so that the receiver can answer any questions that this council may have before condemnation is.
So when was this fire? Over a year ago?
When was what?
When was was it?
October.
The explosion was October of 2022, yes. And the insurance funds were not available until July of 2023. And when we tried to get them, and my clients did have contractors already signed up, waiting to get their money to go to start the project. Their drop dead date was October 31st. Yeah. They got that extended to November 31st, and then this receivership happened, and the receiver got appointed, and it's out of our hands.
Can I, and I know I'm not on the council, but I did speak with Mr. Hilbert.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Mic's off. Your mic's off.
Felicia, where are you on this, please, ma'am?
Yeah, I've been in contact with the receiver, and the receiver has also been in contact
That's
with
what
our
I
city
thought.
attorney's
Good.
office. They were here, and I spoke with them last week, and their intent is to demolish the burnt part, and they were wanting to get it done as soon as the next couple of weeks. And I've advised them of the steps that they need to take in order to do the demolition to that property.
Thank you.
So their intent is to demolish
All right.
the
Hang
fire
on,
dam
Mr.
structure.
Baxter, and they'll come to you. Mr. Baxter?
She more or less answered my question.
All
Thank you,
right.
Ms. McHenry.
Ms. Fields, you were next.
Well, and I was just going to say that I had spoken with Mr. Hilburn and Mr. Grice today, and they were hopeful that the receiver would be here tonight.
What's the
address their-
receiver's name?
Oh,
Because I've got a David Wallace on the phone wanting to come in.
It may be them.
David, can you hear? Huh?
Oh, okay.
IT?
David is the name of the
Okay.
receiver.
IT, can you unmute this man if he's on the phone? Now, this is a public hearing, so I will allow it. So, Mr. Wallace, can you hear me? IT?
I can hear you. I've been shouting, trying to say I'm here.
All right, we got you now. Go ahead. Identify yourself, please.
Sure, this is David Wallace. I'm a representative for the receiver in this matter, which is Tri-Guild IVL. Felicia was correct. Our operations folks have been in touch. Our intention is to demolish. We've got bids. The only outstanding issue really is obviously stubbing utilities appropriately, and because of the vintage of the property, we're going to have to do asbestos testing first, and then before proceeding with that, we need to get results of that, and if, there's asbestos, we'll have to abate that before completing the demo. But we do have bids in hand, and we're ready to move forward, and lender will, obviously fund appropriately as required, and we're ready to move forward.
Does everybody know the address we're talking about here again, Scott, if you don't mind?
800 North Beach.
800.
I know, I just want to make sure everybody's understanding which, because we've got about public hearing on 5 of these going right now. So this is one under 800 North Beach is what we're talking about. So is there any more public hearing? Anybody want to speak for or against this on these buildings or these addresses? If not, I'm going to adjourn this public hearing, okay? Ms. Ross?
Thank you.
Y'all sit by,
So
yes.
if this is the same as the last one we did, so if we condemn it, they've got 30 days.
David, did you hear that?
Yes.
So if we go forward with this, I'm about to get out of the public hearing, but if we go forward, let's condemn this. I'm going to let my city attorney, go ahead, Ms. Fields.
If it's condemned today, we don't demolish it. You have 30 days to abate the nuisance yourself before the city does. So do you think that you'll be able to do all the asbestos testing and all of that in that amount of time? And I would tend to think not. Councilmember Taylor's shaking his head at me. So that would, in effect, leave a condemned property. And if the city went forward and did it, then we put a lien against it.
Hold it.
I think that in this situation with the complications of the receivership, that probably would be the best route on this.
So is there anybody out there wishing to speak for or against any of these properties we've been talking about? If not, I'm going to adjourn this public hearing. Seeing none, public hearing is adjourned. So let's go back to it. Please read the first one, please.
R23-243, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 16 Tolbert Loop in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, to constitute a public nuisance and condemning such structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
Is this the one we said we was pulling?
There's another Tolbert.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So move.
Motion, and there's a second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
R23-244, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 424 K Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for abatement, for property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R23-245, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 1601 Julian Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, to constitute a public nuisance and condemning such structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
We pulled R23-246.
I'm asking for R23-247, please.
R23-247, we were gonna hold.
Yes.
Are you pulling it or
R23-2,
holding? You holding or
We're holding
pulling?
that one, yes, yes. That's the one on North Beach.
R23-248, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
A resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 901 North G Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas.
I need a motion, then I'll call a public hearing if you don't
So
mind.
move.
Motion.
Second.
Second. And now at that point, I'll call a public hearing on this one. Those wishing to speak for or against it, please come forward. Seeing none, I'll adjourn this public hearing, please.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R23-249, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
A resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 1421 West Short 17th Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas.
So move.
Second.
Motion is second. With that, I'm going to call a public hearing. Those wishing to speak for or against R23-249, please come forward. Seeing none, I will adjourn this public hearing. Please call it.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R23-250, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
Resolution approving and certifying amounts of liens to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real properties in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas as a result of grass cutting expenses and abatement of other nuisances.
So move.
Second.
There's a motion second, but with that, I'm going to convene a public hearing. Again, those wishing to speak for or against 23-250, please come forward. Seeing none, I'll adjourn this public hearing, please.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
O2388, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
An ordinance providing for survivor benefits for the surviving spouse of a retired city clerk as allowed by Arkansas Code 24-12-121, declaring an emergency. First reading.
Second.
Spin the readings.
Motion to suspend, there is a second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Is there a motion to amend to fix all the typos in section 1 that I must have typed?
Well, we do.
Does the city clerk have those corrections?
We do.
Move to amend as indicated by the corrections submitted by the city attorney.
Cut and paste. The cut and paste.
There's amendment?
On the
Second.
motion to amend, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Move to adopt as amended.
Second.
Motion adopted, second, seconded.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
O2389, Councilmember Baxter.
Please call it.
An ordinance granting a special use to allow the continuation of a Type 2 short-term rental in an R2 zone for certain real property located at 7 Longview Road in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, declaring an emergency. First reading.
Move to suspend all readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Mayor, I believe Miss Hattie Tyler has signed up to speak on this one.
All right, Mr. Baxter, I didn't see her on here.
She's good.
Oh, is she?
Okay.
Okay.
She's fine.
Thank you. Is that you? Okay, I can't look at who you are. All right, go ahead. You're okay, right? All right, thank you, Mr. Baxter.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
O-2390, Councilmember Baxter.
Please call it.
An ordinance granting a special use to allow the continuation of a Type 2 short-term rental in an R1 zone for certain real property located at 105 Wisteria Drive in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, declaring an emergency. First reading.
Move to suspend all readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
On the motion, Ross.
Wait a minute, wait just a second,
Just from a curiosity, I thought we couldn't do them in an R1.
Those are the ones that had been in existence before we passed the ordinance, but didn't have a business license, so they had to get a special use, and we're at the tail end of any of those that were within the period of time to do that.
Okay, so where are we? Motion second, okay. Go
On the
ahead.
motion, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
O-2391. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. On the emergency, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris. Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
O-2391.
Please call it.
An ordinance granting a conditional use to allow auto sales in a C4 zone for certain real property located at 4620 MacArthur Drive in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, declaring an emergency. First reading.
Move to suspend all readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Mayor, I have an amendment on this one, please.
Please.
I would like to strike items number 3 and, 3, 4, and 5. What I'm doing here is I'm allowing the business that you see right there to remain just like that as far as the fence that you see around the property. A little bit of history about that piece of property. In my lifetime, that piece of property has been two things. It's been either a mobile home lot back in the 60s, if y'all can remember back that far, or it's been a car lot. And I see no reason not to let that use continue there, just like it is.
So back to your striking's what? You strike again. Tell us.
The fence is in the front,
Correct?
right?
Stays there.
And then it's actually barbed wire around the top, you'll notice.
Yes. And the other one was, more or less just keep the fence up is what you're saying?
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. and
Basically,
it's-
that's what we're doing, is
Yeah.
keeping the property
As
fenced
is.
just like it is.
Got you.
So we would strike, your motion would be to take out conditions 3, 4, and 5 out of section 2.
I believe that gets us square.
It does. Is
Okay.
there a second?
That's my amendment.
Okay.
There's a motion, a minute, second.
On the motion, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Move for adoption as amended.
Second.
On the motion, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
O-2392.
Please call it.
An ordinance rezoning certain property located at 4601 Pike Avenue in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from R3 to R4 zoning classification by amending ordinance number 9263, declaring an emergency. First reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
O 2393, council members Robinson and Taylor.
Please call it.
An ordinance rezoning certain property located at 800 North Olive Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas from R4 to C6 zoning classification by amending ordinance number 9263, declaring an emergency, first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
O 2394, council members Robinson and Taylor.
Please call it.
An ordinance rezoning certain property located at 720 North Olive Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas from R4 to C6 zoning classification by amending ordinance number 9263, declaring an emergency, first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
O 2395, council members Robinson and Taylor.
Please call it.
An ordinance rezoning certain property located at 11800 Maybelline Road in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas from C4 to I2 zoning classification by amending ordinance number 9263, declaring an emergency, first reading.
Move to suspend all readings.
Second.
Motion suspend, second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
O 2396, council members Robinson and Taylor.
Please call it.
An ordinance waiving certain sections of the subdivision ordinance, ordinance number 7946, for certain real property located at 7810 Bockham Pike in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, to allow the waiver of plating requirements, waiving certain sections of the zoning ordinance, ordinance number 9263, to allow the waiver of landscaping requirements, declaring an emergency, first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
With that, I'm going to call for a public hearing for this, if you don't mind. So with that, those wishing to speak for or against, please come forward on O 2396. Seeing none, public hearings convened, adjourned. Please.
So move.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Thank you. Anything else? If not, I'm going to go ahead and say that city offices will be closed on the 23rd and 24th for observance of Thanksgiving. Garbage routes will run one day delayed on that day, so be aware. I have any council members have comments? Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor.
Just have a question for Miss Colleen.
Yes, Ms. Colleen?
No, you probably can't answer, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Anything hot happening out in the east part of the city that we need to know about?
Something warm, heating up is going on out there, but we're still at very, very early phases. We've submitted an RFI on that project, property for a project.
So is it so warm that you can't tell us what it is?
It's still that warm, yeah.
Okay.
Code name, Green Wave. So
Are we gonna be excited about it?
if we get to the next level, we'll be very excited.
Well, let us know if we can help you get to the next level.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you. Before we adjourn, I want to remind everybody, if you look at your calendar, at the second meeting in December is on the 25th. And then that's a holiday, the 26th the holiday, which would be Tuesday. So I'm asking the city attorney right now, I'd like to make the 27th of Wednesday a 5 o'clock council meeting, because a lot of people go to church. So if we could have that at 5 o'clock on the 20th, is that the right 27th? Did I get those days right? So think about it, everybody, it's the second council meeting in December, it's the last one of the year. Make it at 5 o'clock on that
That's
Wednesday.
okay with all the council? It's
No objection.
Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Oh, God almighty.
Yes, I'll be around.
He'll be around, so. Anything else, guys? I'll ask for a motion.
So moved.
Motion? Second. Thank you, guys. Good meeting night. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Robinson. Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Insulaco.
Sure.
And Height.
Yes.